Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Bhavi and this is my first ever video. I got married 6 months ago to my lovely husband Tony, and I have previously posted my wedding video, so I thought it would be nice to talk about the wedding and talk about the suppliers we use and the journey of wedding planning. So after we got engaged, the first thing we had to do was find a venue. I had my eye on this venue for a long time. We got married at a place called Northbrook Park, which is in Farnham in Surrey, and I saw this venue maybe 5 years ago when a friend of mine got engaged. It's an old kind of house where the ceremony is, but then they've got this beautiful orangery. It looks like a conservatory, so it's got that kind of secret garden feel to it, which I absolutely loved. And usually when there's weddings, it's covered in fairy lights and it's just so romantic. So I really wanted to get married there. I emailed the venue to find out their prices, but they were really out of our price range. So I kind of parked the idea and thought, you know what, like, let's shop around and see what other venues I can find. We had some like specific requirements. I was kind of looking for a venue that could hold up to 200 because I didn't really know who would be able to come and who wouldn't be able to come. We also wanted to be able to have our own caterers because we wanted to have Indian catering, and we also wanted to bring in our own alcohol so that we could have an open bar. The problem that I had was that most venues that hold Indian weddings are massive and also quite expensive, and the smaller weddings, which are usually for kind of like English weddings, wouldn't let me have my own caterers or my own alcohol. So that is how I kind of ended up back to Northbrook Park. They had an open day, so I took my friend Nav, who was a bridesmaid, and my mum and dad to see the venue. So when I walked in, they had a harp playing and they had the fire lit and they were giving out like Prosecco's, and I just felt so emotional and I was like, this is where I want to get married. But my parents were kind of like, pick a date, pick a date, pick a date. So I spoke to the woman who was there and she said that they had like a special offer for last minute dates to be booked. There was a date in December and there was also a date in October. I didn't like the idea of my guests kind of being out in the cold and not being able to use any of the outdoor space. We went for the October date because I love autumn. It's my favourite time of the year, and I thought all the greenery around the venue will look really autumnal and have all the beautiful autumn colours, and it will look amazing in photos. So the offer was really good. It was pretty much like half price, and it included like a load of accommodation. My parents loved it, I loved it, Tony liked it from the photos, so we went ahead and booked it. So for our caterers, we used Sapna caterers, who are a Indian or Pakistani caterers, I'm not quite sure. I tasted their food at a friend's wedding and the food was incredible. We went to a few other caterers, but the problem I was having is that because our numbers were so small, they weren't really interested in doing our wedding. Sapna had done a few weddings at Northbrook Park before, so they knew the venue really well, and the food was delicious when we did the tasting. And on the day I was really happy with the food, and I think our guests were too. For the drinks, we actually decided to bring in our own drinks, which was so stressful. A few weeks before the wedding, we went to like Tesco, Sainsbury's, Asda, Morrison's. Hot UK Deals is really good, and it has a spreadsheet which has all the drinks and the prices of them in each store, so we could kind of see what the cheapest option was, and then we went and bought them with the intention of returning them if we didn't use them. Doing that was good. It meant that we saved a lot of money on having an open bar, but it meant that we had to like take all the drinks to the venue in the morning and kind of guess numbers, which was really hard because you never really know like who's going to drink what, but it all worked out fine. So one thing that was really important to me was having flowers at the wedding. So I went to a few different florists, and the one we chose in the end was Mad Lilies, who are based in Banstead. I really enjoyed picking the flowers and looking at inspiration on Pinterest and blogs. I used the Rock My Wedding blog a lot, and Wonderful Whimsical Wedding, something like that. I also followed the Northbrook Park hashtag on Instagram so that I could see what other people were doing with the venue, and if there was any ideas I could take from there. And we went for a really beautiful mantelpiece arrangement, and it was kind of asymmetric, which I loved. We had a load of centerpieces which we actually scattered around the wedding venue, and then we moved them to the reception venue. Mad Lilies were amazing. Their shop in Banstead is beautiful, like so cozy, so rustic. It was so nice going over there, meeting the girls, having a cup of tea, them showing us all the different options, brainstorming, picking out flowers and telling us what would go with what. I really couldn't recommend them enough. They were great. Someone else who was great on the day was our wedding planner. So I know this is a bit bougie to have a wedding planner. She was actually on the day coordinator. So her name was Ella. She became well known in my family as Ella. She was just amazing. The thing is with Northbrook Park, like you can't go in there the day before. So any setup needs to be done the morning of the event, which was just way too much for like me and my bridesmaids. And I just did not trust Tony and the groomsmen to do it. And we had quite a lot of DIY stuff. So it was great just being able to pack it all up, label it all and give it over to her, and everything was just set up when we arrived. She has a company called the Surrey Wedding Company, and they also do like hire items. So we hired some fairy lights, we hired like a post box to put all the wedding cards in. We also hired out this amazing, it was like a frame which she dressed up with all these kind of like rustic fairy lights and little trinkets. And we had a Polaroid camera, which we also hired of her. And she just set it up and all our guests could kind of go there and take photos. It was kind of like a photo booth. It went down such a storm. Like as soon as the reception venue was open, everyone was there taking pictures. We just got like a plain book from Paper Chase, and my sister-in-law, who I will come back to later, drew like Bhavi and Tony with the wedding date, and people would stick in their pictures that they took. In fact, let me find it. So this is it. Tony drew these leaves here, which he was very proud of. And then inside the first page of the picture we took when we came in, everyone left loads of really nice like little messages and pictures. There are really funny ones. But you can tell like as the night went on, the writing just got like more and more messy. The groups of people you see together were like the most random groups of people in pictures. Like it just got like really messy by the end and everyone was just scribbling in it. But it's so nice to have. So I kind of went off tangent there, but I was talking about Ella, and yeah, she was amazing. If anyone's getting married, I'm sorry, I would definitely recommend her. Even when we ran out of alcohol, she went down to the local supermarket and bought in a whole load more beer. No one else would have done that. So it was really a lifesaver having her there. Our photographer was a guy called Joe Mallon, and I actually found him on Instagram. I found the majority of our suppliers on Instagram, to be honest. He had an offer on at the time, and I thought, you know what, I like his photos. We also had a videographer, two videographers from Devoted Films. They all like completely calmed my nerves in the morning. We were really happy with the video and the photos. For our DJ, we had a guy called Ravi. He is from a company called RV Sounds, and he was super good. Everyone loved the music. Everyone was saying there was such a good mix of music. We had a saxophone player as well, which I had completely forgotten that I booked, and he turned up and like just rocked the party. Like everyone was going mental. Yeah, would definitely recommend them. So I had two dresses for the wedding. I had a white English dress because we had a civil ceremony followed by a reception. And then for the reception, I had like a really blingy Indian outfit, which was the Indian princess outfit of my dreams. I am not like a particularly dressy person. Like I spend most of my life in t-shirt and jeans. So I kind of wanted to go a bit all out for the wedding. And I just wanted to feel beautiful. I knew I'd be the centre of attention. People would be taking photos of me. I did a lot of dress shopping. And it's kind of funny because the dress I got is not something I would have picked for myself. We went to the Pronovius sample sale in Bond Street. And I think it was the second dress shop I went to. I went with my mum. I completely passed this dress on the rail. I was like, nope, not interested. And I kind of knew in my head what I wanted. And it was similar to this dress, but I wanted something strapless. So my mum picked up this dress and I tried it on. I hated it, but it was £1,000 off. And I love a bargain. And it was such a good quality dress. And it wasn't horrendous. Like it kind of was what I wanted. It was just a little bit different. It was high neck and lacy. I wasn't that keen on so much lace, but it was also 2 sizes too big for me. So when I tried it on in the shop, they pinned it all in and made me look amazing. But as soon as I took it off and went home, I just thought, why have I bought this? And I also bought the dress like in November when my wedding was in October the next year. I also didn't get it fitted until maybe like a month before the wedding because I wanted to try and lose as much weight before the wedding. But in the end, I loved it. Like I was so happy with it. Once the whole look came together, it was perfect. I cannot wear heels to save my life. So I bought these shoes from June, which are still on sale actually. I think they're now in the sale, but I think they're only like 40 or 50 quid. Low heels, super comfortable. They're kind of like dancer shoes, I think. My veil I ordered from a shop on Etsy called Blossom and Bluebird, and it came in this gorgeous box. And it was a really simple, lightweight veil. Super long. I think it's a cathedral veil. My veil actually was a bit too long and fell off as I was walking back down the aisle. So I got, all in all, maybe about 10 minutes wear out of it. I didn't wear much jewellery. I just wore these earrings from Liberty and Love, which is just a shop online for wedding jewellery, and I think they're about 30-40 quid. So I also wore an Indian outfit, which I changed into in the evening, and I had a lot of hassle with my Indian outfit. I originally went to India. I didn't go to shop, but I went to Mumbai for my cousin's wedding. So we had a few hours kind of in between wedding events to go and find an outfit. Because I was so short on time, I didn't have time to go and get something made for me, so I had to buy something ready-made. I did buy something. At the time, I liked it because it was cheap, but it just didn't work out. We had a lot of back and forth between London and India, and then 3 weeks before the wedding, I was like, I don't want to wear this, it's ugly. Everyone else kind of agreed. So in the end, I went to a shop called Ashley & Co. in Notting Hill, and I bought an outfit from there. I'm going to insert a picture of my outfit here. I loved that it was so blingy. It was a bit more than I wanted to spend, but with such short notice, I didn't really have much choice, and I really wanted something stress-free. I went into the shop, it fit me perfectly, I bought it. The only thing I had done was have the sleeves removed. The jewellery I borrowed from my cousin, who had got married a few years before, and she kindly lent me the jewellery that she wore. For my shoes, I bought another pair of shoes from New Look, just because I wanted something super comfy that I could dance in all night. And my hair and makeup, I kept the same all throughout the day. For my hair and makeup, I had a lovely lady called Arpita Karania. I did a couple of trials with her, and on the day, she put so much effort into my hair. Like, I think I sat there for about 3 or 4 hours, and I was so excited to see the end look. And when I saw it, I was just blown away. Like, I genuinely don't think I'd ever looked so pretty in my life. And I kept telling her, like, you've made me feel so beautiful. And she was so lovely, so friendly, just like an absolute master of her craft. So I also had 5 bridesmaids, and we bought their dresses from Little Mistress, and they were really nice, like pink dresses. Little Mistress are really good because you can buy stuff. They have free returns, so you can buy a few different sizes. And the dress was quite nice because I think most of the girls felt comfortable in it. I think by the end of the day they were a little bit uncomfortable. Yeah, they were nice and they weren't too expensive, maybe £30-40. I also had my cousin's friend Imrit do their hair and makeup, and also my mum's hair and makeup, and they all looked stunning, so I'll link her down below as well. The guys got their suits from Moss Bros. They're just the local suit store that we had. We also went to Debenhams, but the suits were disgusting. And then when we went to Moss Bros, the girl there was really nice and recommended a really nice Ted Baker suit. Some of the groomsmen were in Ireland and some of them were in England, so we had to find a chain where they could pick theirs up from Ireland and we could pick the ones that we needed in London. In hindsight, I wish we got Tony's suit tailor-made rather than hired, because none of the suits actually fit that well. There was always something a bit off with them, and I don't think Tony was completely happy with the fit of his suit, but at the time it was a cheaper option and we'd already spent quite a bit of money, so we went with hiring them instead. So lastly, I'm going to talk about some of the little touches we had at the wedding. Firstly, we had Tony's sister's friend Devla sing. She sang for us during the ceremony, when I walked down the aisle, and also during the drinks reception, and she was just amazing. Like, she made the wedding so special. When I walked down the aisle, she sang like an acoustic version of Kygo Firestone, which is mine and Tony's song, and she also sang Shaka Khan, Ain't Nobody, and what others? Can't Help Falling in Love With You. She sang that during the ceremony, like while we were signing our register. And then during the drinks reception, she sang like a few different songs, and also at the after party she was singing. She had everyone up on the tables, like banging the ceiling, and it was just really nice to have her there on the day. For the favours, we made homemade biscuits. My mum has an amazing friend called Bhavini who baked them all, and then iced them. I got a stamp made from Etsy which said Bhavi and Tony and the wedding date on it. So we had kind of like iced, stamped Indian biscuits. They were a lot of hard work. There were a lot of time and effort, but I think they went down well on the day. Now, my sister-in-law Divya is so talented. She made us loads of little decor bits at the wedding. My other sister-in-law Mansi also hand wrote all of our place cards. We just took loads of inspiration from like Pinterest and Instagram, and my sister-in-law made us so many cool things. She made us a big like blackboard with the wedding drinks on them to go on the reception bar, and she helped me make an incredible floor plan which had pictures of all the places we've been to with everyone's names on them. And for the confetti, I'd asked like all my friends and family to dry like flower petals, and she made us some really beautiful confetti cones out of old books, like pages of old books, which we put in these beautiful baskets which she decorated. Honestly, she just took the wedding from being a wedding to being like the Pinterest dream. She's so talented, Divya. She made us so many things. She wrote like beautiful acrylic signs with song lyrics all over them, and I'll try to put in some pictures to give you some inspiration if you are planning a wedding. I did have a wedding cake. This was made by my cousin's cousin, so basically my cousin Nikita, and she has an amazing baking business. I always knew that she was going to bake my cake. She is so talented and her cakes are absolutely delicious. She has a brilliant website which I'll link below, and it shows all the different styles of cakes that she can make and all the different flavours. We went for chocolate orange and lemon drizzle because those are our two favourite flavours. Our ceremony, I forgot to mention our ceremony. So we had a civil ceremony because I am Hindu and Tony is Catholic. So we decided to just go and have a civil ceremony. We had a lovely registrar and she said the most beautiful words. We had my sister-in-law Divya did a reading, which was about me and Tony as a couple, and then his sister did a reading, Tara did a reading about like family and the importance of family, and then at the end we played a game, and this is like a traditional game that we play at Indian weddings where you have like a bowl of water and then the couple have to find a ring in the water, but because I had a white dress we used rice instead. They say like whoever finds the ring wears the trousers in the relationship. It really brought the like guests together because they were like cheering us on, and there was one point where everyone was like Bhavi, Bhavi, and I was like yay. Yeah, I just can't believe that it was 6 months ago. It was the best day ever. Everyone was asking me afterwards, are you sad it's over? Are you sad it's over? And I'm like, no, I'm not sad it's over. It was like the best day ever. One regret would be to not be so nervous before the wedding. I just wanted it over and I kind of forgot that it's going to be an amazing day. So when the day happened, it just kind of blew me away. Thanks so much for watching my first YouTube video. I hope you liked it, and if you'd like to see more from me, please like and maybe leave a little comment. And if you really enjoyed it, please subscribe. That would be great. Thanks. Bye.